Welcome back. Are you a kid at heart who loves arcade? No. No,
kidding.
Done. Dump the segment. We're finished. Maybe you feel too old to go to that arcade. Well, guess what? You're in luck because Chuck E. Cheese has announced its chain of arcades for adults, and that is our first hot topic brought to you by Walton Arts Center.
Nice.
So they're called Chuck's Arcade, Mac, and they've recently opened a few locations across the country, and every location is different. But you'll definitely be able to find your classic games like Donkey Kong, Galaga, Centipede, and more. Now, the closest locations to Northwest Arkansas are Tulsa, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, and Kansas City, with more locations on the horizon. So,
Can I just say my stepdad's name is Chuck, and
Yeah.
I'm just imagining what an arcade based off of Chuck would be like, and it is nothing like that.
Nothing like this. It's more of a horror show.
It's like just old country stuff.
You know, these look super fun, and I love the idea that, you know, folks of my generation who went to Chuck E. Cheese as kids,
Right.
now there's a reason to return to Chuck E. Cheese, and it's not just taking your own kids.
I agree.
You know?
And you know, it's, I mean, I
Kinda
guess you
fun.
could consider an adult arcade as like a casino, but
Yeah.
this is like more my speed.
Yeah, this is
so
definitely fun.
Absolutely.
Fun stuff.
Well, key moments from history have been brought to life as part of a Lego exhibit which opened over the weekend in East Yorkshire. We kind of talked about Legos yesterday in Shanghai, but yeah, so this is brick history, and it features well-known figures from the past, including Mozart and Martin Luther King, as well as groundbreaking scientific discoveries such as the creation of the universe. So key events such as the moon landing are also featured here. Other themes include the rise of civilization, revolutionary social changes, and advances in science and technology. Like mobile phones, things like that. So it's running now through August 10th, or I'm sorry, August 30th.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of neat. And this guy has a full book as well, this artist.
Oh, does he?
About just kind of different exhibits. And I think it's kind of interesting.
I love it. I love that we're using Lego, something you play with to kind
Yeah.
of tell history. So you're kind of making, I don't know, make it fun.
Make it more fun. I
Yeah,
agree.
Agreed, yeah. Ringo Starr celebrated his 85th birthday over the weekend by continuing his annual tradition, of course, of spreading a message of peace and love. I just love Ringo.
Oh, Ringo.
The Beatles drummer marked the occasion in Beverly Hills, surrounded by family, friends, and fellow musicians. Bluegrass artist Marty Tuttle performed a special rendition of the Beatles' 1969 hit Octopus's Garden, a song written and sung by Starr. Starr's annual birthday celebration has become a beloved tradition for fans. Now at noon, supporters around the globe are encouraged to pause and say peace and love, echoing the message that he has championed for decades. So yeah, Ringo, obviously, given the peace sign there, he's been a big proponent of peace and love around the world.
Peace and love,
you
guys.
know,
Peace
for
and love.
Ringo. And I love the fact that he's always worn those signature round spectacles.
Glasses, I know.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
What an icon.
Well, sticking with some Beatle news, a letter from John Lennon to his first wife, Cynthia Powell, touchingly talks about the death of his best friend, Stu, otherwise known as like the fifth Beatle,
That's right, yeah.
So the letter is not quite complete. There are some sections that were cut out by Cynthia before she made them public, but the letter is going to be sold by auction house Christie's. The sales part of Christie's Classic Week of Sales, which also includes artistic masterpieces. It's the valuable books and manuscript section, and it includes the John Lennon letter. It's going to be held tomorrow, so that's when it's kind of going up for auction. But I think that is so fascinating, and I did read that she had cut out some sections that were maybe a little too personal.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a love letter.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
Redacted.
Yeah.
Don't want the public to see this part.
You don't need to see that part.
This is just between me and my guy, right?
My goodness.
Yes. Well, here's some, I don't know, bittersweet, sad news maybe.
Okay.
Sticking with the music theme though, Pearl Jam drummer Matt Cameron says he's leaving the band nearly 30 years after he joined. Cameron announced his departure in a social media post yesterday. He says he has taken his final steps down the drum riser for the mighty Pearl Jam and thanked the band members for giving him the opportunity of a lifetime. The band called Cameron a, quote, singular and true powerhouse of a musician in a statement. Cameron didn't give a reason for his departure. Cameron also played drums for Seattle grunge legends Soundgarden for more than a decade before joining Pearl Jam. So, you know, to me it's bittersweet because you're seeing these icons that have worked together for so long, kind of breaking up the band, what have you. But, you know, it leaves a vacancy. Maybe there is another fantastic drummer out there that we don't even know about to fill this gap.
And it seems like it's a very amicable kind of parting. Of
totally.
Maybe he's just tired. Because I think at one point he did both bands at the same
Exhausting.
time. So he's probably like, I just need to take 5.
Take a break.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, Idris Elba has made a name for himself as an actor in some of Hollywood's biggest franchises.
Yeah.
I mean, household name. But he still remembers what life looked like before he got his big break when he was cast on HBO's The Wire back in 2001. He specifically recalled the, quote, grim night shifts that he worked at a Ford Motor Company factory in East London, where he did the same tasks every night for 2 years. He said, quote, nothing compares to doing that. So when I get an opportunity to come work on a set, it doesn't feel like work. He also added that he has struggled to make ends meet for longer than he's been famous or successful. Now, eventually, the hustle and persistence paid off.
Right.
But I love that he kind of shared where he came from. I think we oftentimes look at these Hollywood actors and we just imagine them swimming in millions.
Yeah,
and just
they've always been a millionaire.
Right.
They've always been on top of the world.
Exactly, but he's like, I struggled for longer than I've been successful.
Yeah.
So
it's a great human moment to hear from somebody like that. And I just love him. And
I do
Heads of
too.
State, I cannot wait to watch this one. It's on Prime right now, but I haven't taken the time to watch it. But man, Idris Elba, what an
love
icon.
him. Yes.
Love him. Robert Irwin has publicly apologized for not paying for his meal at a popular Australian restaurant, but it's not as scandalous as it sounds, Mac.
Okay.
He didn't really dine and dash, kind of did, but check this out. Over Instagram, he explained how he ended up accidentally not paying for his food at the Jetty Pavilion in Coffs Harbour. He said after ordering his food, he was surrounded by fans who wanted photographs and his autograph, and it soon kind of turned into a frenzy. And then afterwards, he just grabbed his food and headed back to his car. It wasn't until the next day that he remembered he never paid for his meal. So Irwin then contacted the restaurant, hoping to rectify the situation by paying for the salad over the phone. So I love that he was honest about it, reached back out to the restaurant. You know, but I can see that happen. I'm sure it happens to you all the time. You get surrounded by fans.
And they're like, oh, it's a supermodel.
Yes, yes. Like, please, I need your autograph. Can I take a picture with you?
Right.
And then you don't pay for your meal at Taco Bell.
Yes. It's at the gas station.
Sorry,
Thank you very much.
Sorry, gas station pizza.
No, I think that's so wholesome. I mean,
Yes.
he's so sweet, and
Sweet
he
guy.
called the restaurant, and they're like, "Don't worry about it."
Yes.
So I just think he's precious.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a funny story.
Sweet guy.
All right, well, couples argue over it. Diehards can't get enough. Letting your dog or cat sleep in your bed may no longer feel like it is your choice. Sometimes the pet wins,
That's right. That's
okay,
truth.
so research says that allowing your pet to sleep in your bed can be good for some, but bad for others. Well, it makes sense. So in one study, scientists put sleep trackers on dogs and their people and found that all slept well as long as the dogs were onto the floor. And back in April, research found that pets on the bed resulted in more restless and shorter sleep in youth. But sleep expert Dr. Rafael Pleo says that pets in the bedroom can bring reassurance and rest. So I'm curious, what do you think? I mean,
Yes. I mean, the cats sleep in our bed, and we don't have a choice about that.
yeah, they're
They'll
like,
just like
this is
sneak
where
in.
I
This
sleep.
is where I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And they like to sleep. I learned they sleep on top of your head, like not on your head, but
You
like
have a hat,
above
a
you,
cat hat.
like a little cat hat at night. And it's because that's their instinctual protective position
They're protecting your brain.
around their people.
Oh, look at that. Gotta
That's right.
protect that thing.
Oof. I don't know if there's much left. We'll see.